I hear it a lot. Can we transfer it, Lena? What if I don't want to be here? What if this and that?
Right.
You can transfer it. So
Oh, wow.
it's just a conversation. It's really just about what do you want, if I can get it for you, and taking the next steps.
Look, this is important, everybody that's listening right now, because we've all seen it. We've all been approached by those GoFundMe pages. It's happened to people in our community and even in our families where somebody passes and they had no prearrangements done, no financial planning for it done, and all the family has to get together and pitch in. And for some they can, for some they can't. The ones that can't because of their financial situation feel bad because
Yes,
they can't.
yes.
Sometimes there's fighting amongst families when it's a time for grieving and a time for remembering our loved ones, but they're having to deal with all these things that have to be done. So it's so important and so critical that we put this on our to-do list.
Yes.
To have a conversation. And what better way to have somebody help us navigate through all of it? Because there's a lot, and we don't want to misstep or go with something that is not legitimate, right? She's certified, and I'm talking about, she is the lady sitting next to me, Lena Kilman. She's the president of MLK Prearrangements LLC. You can check out her website at mlkprearrangements.com. There's a lot of information on there. We'll be right back because we're going to talk to her a little bit about some more questions that I think you need to know. So, we're playing this song by Sade. Go get yourself a pen and paper because I'm going to have you write some notes down. They could benefit you. And then we got some giveaways. That's all next on Fishbowl Radio Network. Don't go away.
Yes.
Song for our interview that we're doing today. My name is Sammy G. I hope you're having a great Tuesday afternoon wherever you're listening from. Thank you so much for logging into my show, which is called The Interview. You never know who's going to be sitting in my chair. I want to be talking about, but I always bring you people that have expertise and information on things that you're going to need in your life. And today my special guest is Lena Killian, and she's the president of her own company, MLK Prearrangements LLC, minority female-owned business.
Yes.
She started it from scratch.
Yes.
Who does that remind me of? Me.
Yes.
And we know I can resonate with. I know how hard that is, right? We
Yes,
started
still.
from scratch. We have a passion for it. We love it. And so you have, though, a service and a product basically that everyone needs.
Yes.
That everyone needs. But what makes you, and there's other people that do what you do, and we were talking off camera about it behind the scenes. What makes Lena different? Like, why should I choose you to do this service for me as opposed to someone else that might be out there doing the same thing?
Right. I think for me is I know the business, I feel the business, and I'm not here to price gouge you, so to speak, or to take you for a ride on anything. I'm very trustworthy. I'm very loyal. I am what you see is what you get.
Yes.
There is, the only thing I might have added today was a little bit of makeup because I needed to be presentable. But I tell it like it is. I want more than anything to make sure your family is protected, and that they understand what they're getting. There's so much jargon and legal this and legal that comes with pre-planning that we just needed in layman's terms.
We need help. It's overwhelming.
Yes, it
I
is
consider
very
myself a
overwhelming.
pre-planner on things and an organized person,
Right,
but
right.
just to think about all this and
What goes into it.
what goes into
Right.
it with our, most people are working, they have families, the kids, the
Jeez.
husband, the grandkids, the doctor's appointments, the dentist appointments, your insurance, your it's overwhelming. So you
Right.
put this one thing, this prearrangement thing,
Right.
you put it on the back burner because you're like, oh, I still have another 30 years to live. I
Right.
can get to it then.
Right.
But then comes now, you're looking up and you're 70, 80,
Yes.
or a tragedy happens and
Yes.
you're like, why didn't I get this done?
Right.
So it's something we have to do. We have to put it on our calendar. What you put on your calendar more than likely gets done. Let's get her on your calendar so that she can sit with you. It can even be through a Zoom.
Yes.
She is certified in all of Texas. And so anywhere in Texas, she's able to help you navigate this thing that can sometimes be overwhelming.
Very.
And it's not going to be, even if it's not a one-time Zoom meeting or a one-time face-to-face meeting, you can at least begin the process. You could begin asking the questions. You could start gathering the information you
Right.
need so that you could get there. So that by the end of the year, look, we're in August. It's almost going to be September, October, November. Get 3 more months basically till the end of the year. And let's get started to check this off the list to say, I've got this done.
Right.
And I don't have to put this burden of when this happens, when my time comes, on my children or my grandchildren, or I don't have to have them set up a GoFundMe page or put this expense on them, which they might not be able to have it, and then the stress
Yes.
that might cause them at a time that they're grieving. And so if you're just jumping in right now to the show, don't worry, it's evergreen. Tomorrow you're going to be able to find it on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music. Just search Fishbowl Studios. You'll see the interview show there, and you can catch it in its entirety, or it's going to stay evergreen right here on our Fishbowl Radio Network Facebook page. Those of you listening on the website from all over the globe, thank you so much. And again, if you just jumped in midway, not to worry because we leave it on, again, those other podcasting platforms. So, Lena, it's a pleasure to have you here. You've answered so many questions. But again, let's talk about, I want to get more into the nitty gritty about, because it's all about finding someone that you trust.
Right. Definitely.
So let's say that, I just met you
Right.
and I'm like, okay, I need to get this done. Are there references that you could provide for me of families that you've already helped?
There are,
How
definitely.
do we quantify that trust?
I would say call me, ask me if you need references, if you want to know who I've worked with, who I've helped. And it's not easy. You still will have to learn who I am. You'll still have to trust me. That's the only way I can say to find out a person is trustworthy.
Yes.
And it's about the way they carry themselves. If they're
Correct.
carrying themselves like, this is my business, I wear it on my sleeve, it's not something it's just about business to them. For
Yes.
me, it's more about family. For me, it's more personal because I am trying to help you to achieve what my grandma achieved.
Yes.
I'm trying to help myself achieve what my grandma's achieved. My aunts, my uncles, I want them to all have everything laid out. So it's a passion of mine. And after knowing me, knowing how silly I can be, knowing how detrimental this is to life, but right now we can laugh about it.
Yes.
I just think having a conversation with me, having multiple if you feel the need, but knowing everything that goes into it. And I'm licensed. If you want to find out what's on my license, you can call them. If you want to find out what I'm telling you, if it's true, you can call them. So there's no shadowy, there's no shade.
Right.
This is real. This is what I portray is what's there.
Right.
And there are a lot of people that I've run into that are very salesy. I am not very salesy.
Right.
I am a believer in Christ. I don't know if everyone else is. I don't care.
Yes.
But that is my anchor, and that is how I've grown. Now, I'm not saying that I am God.
Yes.
I'm not saying that I walk in that light every single day
Right.
because I'm a human and I am just as trifling as others sometimes. But the deal is, I know my convictions.
Yes.
And I know where I get back to. And for me, I'm going to be that person every time you see me. I'm going to sit there and laugh, and we're going to sit there and have a real conversation.
Right.
And we're going to get to the bottom of it. So the only way that you can get to know a person is by sitting with them, seeing them constantly, or come call me, question me, do a Zoom.
Right.
Let's get to know each other. So it's very important that you know the difference between me and someone that just sells pre-need insurance.
Right. And
So,
doesn't care about the family and
They're just
and
about
the
selling.
emotions and the
Yes.
feelings.
Right.
Look, be smart. Be smart. Take
Yes.
the time to get this done.
Right.
Look, I'm guilty. Me and my husband have not gotten some of these things done,
Right.
and we're in our 60s, and we don't want to put those things and those burdens on our children. So off camera, I was telling her, when we leave today, I need that appointment.
Right.
We're going to get this done.
Right.
And I get a good vibe from her. So those of you that have been listening to me for decades here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area on the different radio stations and know me and trust me, I don't put my stamp and my name behind just anybody.
Right.
I also go with my woman's intuition too and my vibe. She was referred to me by somebody that I trust a lot as well. So speaking of which, April, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. I got a lot of people here that are
Yes.
watching, so let's give them a
Thank
shout out
you.
really quick. Let me go down. Whoa, we've got a lot of people. Let's see. So April, she says, hey, what's up, Lena?
Hey.
We've got Arizona Gully, Piney, is listening, and 18 other people. Then I can't see their name right now, but hey, all those other 18 people. We got Shay Robertson, Nina Fletz,
Nina.
Emily Baird, Sabrina Kellerman, Jerry Hutchinson, Carol Coding, Tony Margaret. That's a radio name, Tony Margaret.
Tony Margaret. Oh my gosh.
Ben Luke Douglas, Dorothy Dorsey, Shakiri Kabdi. I don't want to mess that up. Jeanette Johnson Greenwood. Hey, Jeanette, I know Jeanette. Call her, Jeanette. Kelly O'Brien. We got Yvonne Marcus and Vanessa Watson. Thank you all
Awesome.
so much
Thank
for
you.
logging into Fishbowl Radio Network today and catching the interview show with my amazing guest today, Lena Kellerman. She's the president of MLK Prearrangements. Check out her website at mlkprearrangements.com or call her at
682-552-6501. 682-552-6501.
And if you can write that down, not to worry, our amazing producer Angela has put it on the chat. This stays evergreen on the Facebook page, and we have had so much fun today. Is there any other questions that you think we didn't cover here that you might want to answer, or any last things you want to say before we have to wrap it up just because of time-wise?
Yes, I think the thing that families need to understand is at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, there's tax season. And most people will take their taxes and, like me, put it away. I like to save for a rainy day. I like to save for my children. I don't know if I'll ever see something that wonderful, something back,
Right,
tax,
right.
something like that. But if you have that opportunity, take that little bit and find out how to invest it in something like this for your children, because it's a stress, or for your aunts, or if they're little bitty people, the person that you trust the most to take care of them, that person needs to have access to things like this. Life insurance is amazing if you have it, but pre-need insurance is something people don't know about at all. And so I'm here to educate. If you want to call, if you want to ask questions, if you have a text, anything, if you have questions that need to be answered, please reach out. I feel so many people don't know. And it's not about how much money you have or don't have, but there are people that are rich,
Right.
that have never heard of these services.
Yes.
And so for me, education is how I want to put that out there. So if you do have money coming back at the end of the year, instead of that bag, that television, that purse, anything,
Those
the shoes.
material things.
Yes, invest in something that is going to take care of your family.
Correct.
And I'm not saying that I've known this all my life. I'm just saying that over a period of time, I started to see, what is that bag worth? Nothing.
Yes.
Trying to sell it back on the internet. I want to invest in my children and in my life. So I feel that this is very much the way we should go about it.
I agree.
Definitely. I think that's one thing. The other thing is, this is not expensive. This is not expensive. You can put money down if you choose to. The only thing that you need to do is make sure that you can afford your monthly payment. And I've not seen one that's over the top. I do also want you to understand that if you can't get life insurance, pre-need insurance is the way to go. Life insurance is for the living. Of course, you're going to want to leave that to your children and all those types of things. But if you cannot get that, try pre-need insurance, because you are leaving them safe still.
Right.
They are not trying to figure out what mom and dad wants, because it's there. It's
and
ready
these
to go.
pre-arrangement things, financial literacy, and
Yes.
especially in the minority communities, don't get taught a lot of this.
Yes.
And this is how people get richer. This is how people don't stress about things. These are things and information that's out there that and they have consultants and people that help them through
Right.
to navigate this. So you have that opportunity as well too. As a matter of fact, before the show started, I asked Lena if we could do 3 giveaways. She's going to provide 3 PDFs with a questionnaire
Yes.
and also 3 free consultations so that you can start thinking about this. So the first 3 people on my Facebook chat on the bottom that put, I want a consultation with Lena, or Lena, just put Lena, those 3 people, I will pass them on to her the information so
Right.
that you can get the PDF and also that free consultation with her. So the first 3 people right now that put Lena, Lena, or I want the free consultation on my personal Facebook page, because you're viewing this on there as well, is going to win that free PDF and that free consultation. And I'll get the information to her. I'll get your email, and then I'll pass it on to Lena, and then she'll contact you and get that going. I appreciate you for doing that for our listeners.
Perfect.
Thank
Definitely.
you so
I think it's
much.
important. So, yes.
I appreciate it. Again, anything else that you want to leave the listeners with?
Just go with your heart. If you do have a funeral home that your family uses, go with them if you choose to. But I want you to know that I can always do better. And I do not work with corporate. There are a few funeral homes around here that I do not work with. I know that their prices are substantial. I do believe that what I have is affordable, and it doesn't look any different. It's affordable. Your family doesn't have to stress, and it doesn't look any different. So come see me.
That's right. Like Nike says, just do it.
Just do
I
it.
know I'm going to do it. I am doing it. When we get
Yes.
off here, I'm getting your information.
Perfect.
Don't procrastinate. Don't put this off. It's important for you and your family. Once again, thank you for listening to the interview show. My name is Sammy G. As I always say, no one is you, and that is your power. See you
Exactly.
next time.
Bye. Thank you. That was awesome.